The last year and change has been something people will read about in history books someday, for better or worse. But for the people who share history at local museums, the pandemic was a tough time. Many of them closed. Today, Newswatch 12's Morgan Johnson spoke to folks at the Rhinelander Historical Museum, which is now finally back open.
He had a rail car, so he would travel around the country inspecting his lines.
Bill Vankos likes sharing Rhinelander's history, but last year there was no one to share it with.
It was terrible. I mean, it was really a sad year for us when we were shuttered.
The pandemic forced the Rhinelander Historical Society Museum to shut down this past year. But now it's back.
We're open for business.
And with more hours.
So we're so excited. We can't wait to get this year going.
The building itself is an artifact. It was built in 1894. It coincides with Rhinelander's founding. The museum takes people back to simpler times where refrigerators didn't need electricity and music players only needed a few cranks. The museum used to only be open Tuesdays and Thursdays, but this summer it will be open Saturdays too.
We're elated for a whole bunch of things. We had the upstairs repainted and we set up the rooms a little bit different, and we think they look better yet.
Vankos thinks this is a perfect time for people to reconnect with local history, whatever their age.
For younger people, it's a history lesson, and it's for older people, it's a walk down memory lane.
And while Vankos is reciting Rhinelander's rich history, he only hopes he can pass on the torch.
To bring people back and maybe light a little fire to where they'll go back and maybe do a little genealogy research, do a little something. You know, if we can, sometimes you can just see that look in their eye.
Vankos isn't only excited to share stories, but hear some too.
So many of them will then share a story about, you know, what that piece meant or what it reminded them of, and that just makes our day. That's the definition of a good day at the museum.
Reporting for Newswatch 12, I'm Morgan Johnson.
The museum is located on Pelham Street in Rhinelander. It's open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for now, 10 till 4. You can stop in during those times for a tour or make an appointment.